Hi, my name is Robert Bauer, and this is my presentation for my Communications 1010 class at the Salt Lake Community College. When I first bought my house, I had friends living with me at my house, and about a year later is when my friends started moving out, and that's when I decided to move out, and that's when I decided I needed to get some tenants to move into my house because I didn't want to sell my house. So currently I'm a landlord at my 4-bedroom house, and that's where I manage 4 non-related tenants, and that's where I get my experience from that. I'm going to talk about how to manage tenants from moving them in to moving them out, and talk about 3 main points, which are looking for tenants, settling and maintaining tenants, and moving tenants out. So the first step I'm take is to look for tenants. When a tenant moves out, I do the following. Post ads online. I go onto ksl.com or craigslist.com and post free ads for rooms for rent. And then I show the house. When I get calls in, they want to see the house, and so I'll arrange for an appointment, show them the house, show them the room. After that, I wait for leads, just wait for phone calls, texts, emails, and so forth. A quote I like from easyarticles.com, written by Tom Pinard, wrote, "You can always place an ad in the local newspaper or circular. Craigslist seems to be one of the more popular ways of advertising, and you can also register with local rental agencies to let them know they have a property for rent." So that right there shows that posting online is widely used, and that's why I like that quote. Once I begin choosing a tenant, I do the following. Decide who I like, judge their personality, find out if I like it. Decide if the tenant would make a good fit with the others, whether they're students or work full-time jobs, where they can relate with other tenants. Then I find out if the tenant is responsible and respectable. Find out how long they've kept a job, or find out if they have a lot of debt, and kind of determine that. I use those as determining factors. When a tenant decides to move in, I do the following. Let the person know I want them to move in. Just call them, let them know I want them to move in. Find out what day is best for them to move in. Communicate with the time that works best for me and them. And then I alert others of the new tenant. And that's when I let the other tenants know a new person is moving in, so they're aware. And also, moving on, the second step I implement is settling and maintaining tenants. Once a tenant communicates they want to move in, I do the following. Emphasize the rent amount and due dates. Explain this money situation, how much it is, when it's due. Then I give them a key. Once I collect the deposit, I give them a copy of the key, and that kind of seals the deal. Then I let them know of the rules and requirements, and I print out a rules and requirements sheet, and I go over that with them so they know those rules. Next, when the tenant moves in, I do the following. Have them sign a lease agreement. So I have 2 copies. Have them sign one, I sign one, and we each keep a copy. See if they need help moving in. Try to be courteous and let them know, I'm a good guy, and if they need help, I'll help them, no problem. And then I brief them with any present tenant's personal information. If by chance one of my tenants is in a wheelchair, let them know that, so they're aware. When a tenant is settled and moved in, I do the following. Make sure the tenant is comfortable. Send them a text, an email. Just ask them if everything's going good and they're comfortable. Let them know I care. Then I give them tips on how things work around the house. If For instance, the sink disposal doesn't work that great, so just give them a heads up on that. Also, follow up on any problems they might have. If they've addressed any issues, just follow up with them and get those issues fixed. Another quote I liked out of iboughtaDuplex.com, written by the legal editor there. It wrote, "Be friendly, respectful, and courteous always. Then when you need to be firm, they will know you are serious." So that's why I try to be nice and be courteous and from the beginning, and just to let them know I'm a good guy. Then once, I need to be serious and firm, they know I'm serious. After the tenants are all comfortable, all moved in, move to the third and final step, which is moving the tenants out, which is later on. When the tenant requests to move out, I do the following. Let them know of the 30-day notice clause in the agreement, which we signed when they first moved in. Write down the exact dates, stay organized on those dates, stick to that. Then I emphasize rent needed when date notified. Once they put in that 30-day notice, I need that full upcoming month's rent in advance. When a date is decided, I do the following. I address any issues to why they gave notice, determine the reason why, hopefully maybe solve it, and then use these experiences to move on. Then I post new ads online for the open room. I gotta find somebody quick to fill that room. Then I let them know they need to clean the room. I need the room cleaned for the next tenant to move in, and from there, when they're all moved out, I do the following. I collect the key, meet with them, collect that key, and give that to the next tenant. I clean again. I go over the room, make sure everything is clean, just because I like to make sure the room is nice and clean for the next tenant. Then I start looking for the new tenant. Repeat the whole process all over again. And another quote I found from written by Courtney Ronan at move.com, wrote a small sentence I liked. A minimum of 30-day notice in writing is standard procedure, and that is widely used, which I didn't know before. And now that I know that, I feel more confident in how I run my house. And in conclusion, these steps I've talked about are the steps I have taught myself along the way, and it's helped me become a successful landlord. From moving the tenants in to keeping them satisfied, all the way to moving them out. These are a few of the steps I use, but they are the most important. I emphasize on all the time, focus on it. And so my overall goal is to keep my house as comfortable as possible, and for my tenants, and I do whatever it takes to keep them in the house. And I'm going to show you an example of one of the ads I post online. Thank you.